Good morning. Good morning and blessings. This is Dawn DelVecchio with Return of the Priestess, and it is Sunday, January 17th, 2021. And our topic today, good morning, Janelle. Our topic today is breaking free of beliefs which no longer serve us. And I have some deep, it feels like deep messages that are going to come through. I can feel perhaps there will be some channel transmission. I don't know. We'll wait until a few more people come on the line, and then I'll tune in and we'll see where this goes from here. So good morning, Sasha. Good morning, Paula. Thank you for the love, Janelle. Hey, Inga, welcome. Good morning, Amy. Hi, Judith. Good morning. Good to have you here. Thank you, everyone, for coming on the line. I'm excited about what we're going to share today. This draws from some tarot, so we'll have some tarot in. I'll bring in a couple of cards that came through as part of this transmission. Hey, Pat, good morning. Victoria, welcome. Julie, hi, good morning. Oh, good to have you all here. So again, it's the 17th today and of January 2021. We are in epic times in a lot of ways. I'll be touching on that a bit and as part of the context of the message and the theme of today. Gina, you guys made it there already. Wonderful. So I have two sister friends, one dear sister friend and one new sister friend who are visiting. And yesterday I took them to a very special place where I take friends when they come here to greet Sedona and request the blessings of this powerful vortex place. And so they've decided to participate in this transmission from that space. So they're overlooking the magnificent Cathedral Rock in a somewhat remote area where mostly locals know about, not really tourists. And so welcome, Gina, and of course, welcome, Michelle. Laura, hey, good to have you here, sister. I think it's been a while. Yes, I'm glad to see you as well. I see your picture anyway. A couple of announcements before we drop in for grounding and centering. One is there's something I want to improve this whole situation where I want to be able to interact with all of you more. So I'm looking at options for that right now. That will roll out later this year. For now, I will continue to do these live streams. And for those of you who have asked me how you can offer a donation, that's coming as well soon, but not today. Today, there's some things that feel much more pressing, which we're going to get into. But a couple other things. I want to point out that last week's Ceremony of Lights, which you can find here in the Return of the Priestess Facebook group, or go to my YouTube channel and find, really connects with the messages that are going to come through today and these times. So it's a ceremony that you can connect in with a guided meditation ceremony to help you ground and center yourself and really connect with your heart space and the light that is pouring through for us and for our ascension journey at this time. So please use that as a resource if you want something more of that meditative, because today is going to be more message. Last week's was more experiential. And Judy, hey, good morning. Jennifer, welcome, sister. And then upcoming, I want to make a little announcement here, and I have not made a big hoo-ha about this, but for those of you who know, we have a situation on Earth that's hidden from most people's consciousness, where there's a tremendous amount of trafficking in women and children, girl children and boy children. And that rabbit hole goes very deep and dark. You don't have to go there if you don't want, but I do have a dear sister friend, a woman of high integrity, counselor therapist, who was given an energy technology to help these children who are being kept against their will. And on Friday the 22nd, we will be having a free event called Free Our Children. And I shared this in my last email that went out on Wednesday, but you had to read through. I didn't make a big hoo-ha about it because this is really something that's a little bit under the radar. But for those of you who are here with me, I know that many of you are aware of this. If you are interested in participating in this and you did not get my email, please reach out to me and I will send you the link to the opt-in page. It is free, but all the announcements, like the email with all the content, it's all automated. So I want you to register for it. It just makes it easier for me. If you don't want to be on my list after that, you can unsubscribe, but it's just, you can reach out to me and I'll probably post something here in the group as well. But if you're seeing this on YouTube later on, then you'll want to leave me a message and I'll connect with you. Hey there, Julie. Welcome. Rosemary. Hi. Good morning. So we have a kind of a critical mass here now. So I want to get started. Again, today's theme is breaking free of beliefs which no longer serve us. So let us drop in now to ground and center, and then I'm connecting in to see, how does this message want to be brought forward or delivered? I've been in some prayer just in the last few minutes, as I always am, to ask the divine to help me to step out of the way so that what needs to come through for highest service for anyone who listens to this comes through. Hi there, Jill. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so just in time, let's get started. If it's safe to do so, please go ahead and close your eyes. And either way, I invite you to drop in now with the breath. Let the breath be the vehicle that brings you deep into your center. And you know where that is. Breathing in to receive that breath of life, taking you into that safe, still part within. Exhaling to allow the breath to take with it anything you're ready to release now. And again, breathing in, taking in the life force energy, allowing yourself to feel the embrace of the eternal. Exhaling to release and deepen further to that place within that is all time and space, the eternal divine with which you are always connected. And another breath in, coming home to center fully and completely. Exhaling to drop down and settle in to the still point of the now moment. Thank you. When you're ready, you can open your eyes or you can keep them closed. And I'm just going to tune in now. Breaking free of beliefs which no longer serve us. We come to you from the eternal now moment. We are the collective of guides, which this dear one knows as Ananda. And we come in riding the feminine frequency of openness, receptivity, and connectivity. And we invite you now, as the collective of what you would call goddesses, to drop into the lower belly, the sacral chakra, the second orange center, and the place where the womb resides in the physical human woman's body, connecting into this cauldron of potentiality. Breathing from that space, we invite you now to allow the infinite possibilities of your creative potential to swirl. And in your mind's eye, we invite you now to be in the still point at the center of that magnificent swirling of potential. Let it surround you, embrace you, inspire you. And as you sit in this center point, this still point within the swirling potentiality of your womb space, breathe in to feel the safety, the potency, the expansiveness, the potential available to you at any now moment. You are divine creator beings. You have come to have an experience that seems to be separate from the one. In your journey, you have experienced many things. And in this journey of seeming limitation, most have forgotten the potency of their greatest creative potential. We wish to invite you now to tap back into that potency, that potential, and the energetic with which it comes to you and is always available to you. That energetic is love. Love as frequency, love as the expansive universe of the one divine, the one of which you have never lost connection. And yet, even as you walk in your seemingly separate bodies, you may have forgotten for a time the love that you are. Creativity connected with love is what creates worlds. Creativity connected with fear is what creates limitation and more of itself. Love begets love. Fear begets fear. You, as a human family, are at a nexus point, a choice point, and that point is when you choose love or fear. For whether you are consciously aware or not of the swirling, potent potentiality available to you at any moment, you are nonetheless creating. You are creators by conscious design or by default. This is the time for you to fully remember that it is your free will choice to create in a conscious way, connected with love. And we understand, dear ones, we understand that the conditioning, the training you have received in your lifetime from birth and in your incarnations in what you would call prior to this lifetime, there has been much conditioning to separate you from the truth and potential of who you are, to herd and condition you to create from fear, not even knowing that you are creating, believing that you are not powerful creators, and therefore creating by default, disconnected from love, wired up to fear. And so today we bring forth a message of hope for you and the encouragement for you to reconnect with that swirling potential and the potency that comes when you create consciously and connected with love. The beliefs which have caged your consciousness over many generations, we could say millennia, are now being dismantled. For those who are deeply vested in the constructs and beliefs within their psyches, within their consciousness, based on what they have been told, as those become dismantled, this can destabilize the consciousnesses of many. It is very important at this time to make the choice for love and for awareness, remembrance, conscious creation, and to surrender the belief constructs which have kept you imprisoned in a tiny world that tells you you are a body, you are separate from others, and that you have no control of the world around you. This is a time when many of the beliefs of humanity will be dismantled, will be revealed for the illusions that they are. And for those who are deeply vested in their identity based on these beliefs, they will struggle much more than those who are willing to surrender who they thought they were, what they thought the world was, and how the world may be rebuilt based in love. And so we invite all of you at this time to tune deeply inward, to remember that you are divine eternal beings having a temporary experience here, and that no matter what comes in the days or weeks ahead that challenges the beliefs you thought were truth, as you tap into love, as you tune into your creative potential, you will ride these waves of change with greater grace and ease. Please remember that you are not your beliefs. You are beyond your beliefs. Your beliefs are often created in early childhood by your parents, by your schooling, by your religious institutions, by the adults around you, by the common, what is called the zeitgeist of your cultures. Some of them have threads of truth. Many of these beliefs have been false, for you have lived in a sense in a kind of false matrix. And so we invite you to remember that you are love, you are the divine, you are an extension of that which you would call God, Goddess. And when you reconnect with that energy, even as you may see beliefs crumble that you thought for certain were truth, you can handle this dismantling with a level of stability, of steadiness that is much needed at this time. For there are many who will not have the spiritual access, resourcefulness, inner connection to handle this dismantling of beliefs well. And so we call upon those of you who can do this to stay connected with soul, connected with spirit, connected with us, connected with your guides, connected with the remembrance of your eternity beyond this experience. We love you very much, and we are with you when you call. It doesn't matter what name you use, God, Goddess, specific faces of that which you would call the goddess. You can call upon us, Ananda. We are a collective, or any of the master teachers that you work with to help to come close to you and to support you as you relinquish any beliefs and ideological structures, constructs within the mind that need to be shed in the days and weeks ahead. We thank you for your commitment to your own awakening journey. And we remind you once again that you are beloved divine beings, never forgotten by that which you would call God, and always held in the embrace of infinite potential and unconditional love. We are Ananda, and we thank you. Oh, that was so nice. Oh, sisters, I hope you received a message there of clarity. So I want to share with you now where all of this sort of started. Let me just take a little sip here of my decaf. Okay, so this morning in meditation at my altar, I shuffled my cards and asked for guidance on what to speak of. And this was the first card I got. Now, this guy is pretty interesting. He's kind of a hunk. I mean, the horns are a little intense, but whatever, you know. And he's got a really beautiful face, a little intense, but he's got a kind of smile. But if you look closely, his wrists are cuffed and there's a lock around his neck. But if you also look, the key is right there over his heart. And that's where I got the title for today. I looked at this and I literally heard breaking free of that which no longer serves us. So I was like, okay, that's good. Tell me more. So one of the things I do, I'm going to show you this now. When I pull a card and I want deeper information, what I do for any of you who work with oracle cards or tarot cards is I take the card and I ask the question, you know, tell me more, or maybe I'll have a specific question, and I put it in the deck, wherever I put it in the deck, and it's facing the opposite way. See, so this card is actually facing, the cards are facing the other way. And whatever card it's facing, I pull that out to give me more insight. So the next card I pulled was this one right here. And this is about beliefs. So this is, you know, this guy, he's kind of like, he has no eyes. Look at that. He's got a third eye, but he's got the book and the sword and his hand is raised. And, you know, he seems kind of like a monk or someone religious. He does have angels there too, angel wings. But this is a card about beliefs. So this whole thing of breaking free, I think actually when I got this, I got breaking free of that which no longer serves you. And then when I got this one, which is about beliefs, breaking free of beliefs which no longer serve us. So, I mean, I feel like Ananda basically said it, but just it's sort of, I'll say it a little bit in my own way. Let me say hi to Jan, Judy. Oh, Judy was already here, but hi again, Judy. And Usha, welcome. There's a possibility that very soon, this week, in a few days, some revelations may come. Many of us hope so, that show us that the world as we thought it was is not what we thought it was. Whether that happens or not in any kind of time frame of our human perception, on an energetic level, this is what we are undergoing in this great awakening. We are questioning the beliefs that have kept us imprisoned, locked up, chained, limited. And you see, we've had the key all along, and it's right there at our heart. The key to our freedom comes when we remember that we are divine, loving beings. That when we love and extend love to others, we receive the blessings of it in return. When we attack and judge others, even if it's just, you know, in our minds, like we actually are carrying that, and we are then imprisoning ourselves with the frequencies of attack and hate. But there's no denying that as these revelations, however they come about, come to the masses of people who are not yet in a self-aware state, who are very much seeped in the belief systems of the dominant paradigm, that they will be challenged, that they will have a harder time. Because it's not just that we have external constructs, like you got to go to work every day, you got to make money to make a living, the politicians or religious leaders are trustworthy, they're goodly, godly people. As that starts to break away and we start to see that's not always true, and sometimes it's very much not true, we have those constructs in our psyches. They're part of what form our self-identity. So if we believe that, you know, I trust, you know, XYZ politician or this institution or this medical expert or whatever it is, it's very easy, especially the ego's identity feels threatened. Because the ego sets up a construct inside of what the world is, what is real, what is not real, who is trustworthy, who is not, who's lying, who's telling the truth. all of that stuff the ego has created, and for each of us it's different. It's based on our childhood conditioning, what we came in with, our soul's karmic complexes, all of that stuff. When that gets challenged, if we have no real spiritual tools, that's extremely destabilizing, because it's not just about going, oh, look, Joe the politician, or Bob the medical guy, or Frank or Mary the whatever it is, isn't who they say they are. That's external. But inside of us, the ego creates an identity based on trusting those external beliefs. So as those external beliefs get revealed, for some of them for not being true, again, can be very destabilizing for our sisters and brothers of this earth, and even for us, because it threatens the ego. Because the ego is identified with its existence is based on what we believe is true about who we are. So that's why when we identify with our body, we suffer. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too tall. I'm too old. I'm too wrinkly. I'm too this. Suffering, suffering, suffering. These are ego constructs. As one of the Course in Miracles lessons says, I am not a body. I am free, for I am as God created me. So I think this was the message of Ananda, is really we have to connect in with our potency and our creativity. And that potency and creativity comes from our connection with our divine eternal beings, our divine eternal nature. So it really is a time on the planet when we have the opportunity as a human family to break free of the chains of beliefs. That is what is going on an energetic level on the planet. And the way that that's going to show up can be very shocking, distressing, and traumatizing. Even for those of us who we feel like, I've been studying this stuff, there's nothing shocking, it's going to shock me anymore. I've been alchemizing the shadow of what's going on, the shenanigans with government people and et cetera, for, the whole year. I'm good. Maybe, maybe not. Let's not get too arrogant about it. And even if we feel like I'm rock steady through this, I'm okay. I've been doing my spiritual practices. I can handle this. It's still going to be a challenging time. So for us, this is a great time to really remember that no matter what comes our way in the weeks or months ahead, no matter what kind of shocks hit the airwaves or whatever, we are divine eternal beings. And this is the breaking free of humanity. This is the time when we can break free so that that potent cauldron of creativity, the womb space that Ananda took us to, that we can bring forth our true potential as divine creator beings for this earth. That the dreams that we have that seem maybe impossible, of peace on earth, safety for all, the freedom to travel, the freedom to experience other cultures, the safety to forget a couple of $1,000 somewhere and know it won't be stolen because nobody's in greed and fear and hate anymore. These potent possibilities can come forward, but we have to dismantle the unloving beliefs, the constructs in our heads, and the systems that those constructs ended up creating in the 3D world. So this is where we're at. We're at the nexus point. We're at a point where we're really going to start to see revealed before our eyes, not just behind the curtain, some big changes. So what we do with our energy now is so important. We have access to great power to co-create a beautiful earth, and to really be in alignment with love, so that for our own peace of mind, our own psycho-spiritual stability in these times, but also, of course, for our brothers, our sisters, our children, our spouses, our parents, our colleagues, those who are going to be more destabilized by this the breaking of the chains. There's the old stories about, I don't have a particular anecdotal story, but I know there's some out there of the bird that won't fly out of the cage even though the cage door is open, because it doesn't know what it's like to be free. Or here's one: when elephants are being trained when they're little babies, they get their ankle tied to a post so that they can't move around. And as they grow, and this might be not exactly correct, but here's the basic gist of it. As they grow, think about the size and power of an elephant. Elephants are extraordinarily powerful. They've been so conditioned when that cuff is on their ankle hooked to a post that they don't even try and break free, even though as an elephant, that post is like, they can just walk away. So this is what's been done to humanity. We've been imprisoned in the constructs of belief systems that have to do with us being chained. But what we don't realize is the key to unlocking all of those chains is right in our heart. Just like, with forgiveness, if you're hating on somebody and judging somebody or not forgiving someone because you don't want to let them off the hook, you're chained by the unforgiveness. They're not, you are. It's a hard one to swallow, but we know it's true. When we tap into our divinity, we know it's true, right? So this is the time when we can find that key, the key at our hearts, and unlock those chains and break free of those beliefs that never served us, and certainly with this ascension process do not serve us anymore. So let me take a moment to read if there's any messages, and if any of you have any questions or comments, please do so. Please write them in. Jill says, Jesus said the same thing in my A Course in Miracles lesson today in Tina's new book, Lesson 61, Synchronicity. Beautiful. Yeah, I'm on a review lesson 82 right now. Yeah, the Course, for any of you who don't know, the Course in Miracles is for the Western mind, it is a superb way to very gradually, slowly, gently, and lovingly free ourselves of these beliefs that no longer serve us, the unloving beliefs, the false constructs of a world seeped in the belief in separation. Okay, let's see if anyone else has written. So I want to thank you, sisters, for being here. I want to say that whatever comes up in the weeks or months ahead, my plan is to still be here. As long as there's still internet, I'll still be here. And as I said, last week's ceremony of light, either here in the Return of the Priestess Facebook group or on my YouTube channel, are two ways to take the messaging and the insights from today and bring it into ceremonial sacred space for further empowerment, healing, and connection with our sisterhood. We have some messages here. Sasha says, I'm doing it right now. Lesson 13 today. Beautiful, Sasha. It's a powerful program. I've been working with the Course for about 3 years, and it is one of probably the single most powerful spiritual tool I have ever used. And I've learned how, over time, been shown how to really incorporate it into my priestess work. And I'm deeply grateful for these loving teachings of non-dualism and forgiveness and love. Jan says, lovely message. Thank you for sharing and reminding us to stay on track and hold the love for all. Yes, that is so important. That's often, one way or another, the message that's coming through is that we are on the leading edge. We're the ones awakening to the remembrance of love's presence. We're the ones doing the inner shadow work to be able to release ourselves of all that is unloving within us. And therefore, we are the ones who have the vessel and the capacity to hold more light and to be available to our sisters and brothers who are not at that place on their path. No judgment, no judgment. They are who they are, and they are all beloved children of the One. And we may be called to step up and hold space for them in the times ahead. Amy says, love and light to everyone today and through this week. Yes, indeed, to all of us. Thank you, Amy, for your blessings. Let us receive that. And Jennifer says, what quick fix tool would you recommend to help people once they start to wake up? Ooh, what quick fix tool? Wow, there's so many. It really depends on the person, Jennifer. This is an excellent question. I would say one of the quick fix tools is to connect with the heart space. So to breathe from the heart, to literally close their eyes and take deep breaths, breathing into the heart and bringing the focus of attention. What is it called? Where you just become aware of the space all around the heart. Divergent focus. And then so you breathe in and you expand your focus to go. So you're just aware of the space all around your heart space and all around your body, your chest, and your torso. And then you exhale and you come to a focus at the center of the heart and pause in silence for a moment. And then you inhale and you expand to that divergent focus. And then you exhale and you come to a convergent focus. 3 breaths will shift your mind from beta brain to alpha waves. It's very powerful. I mean, maybe less than that, but at least 3 breaths. If they're really bringing their focus, awareness, and attention to that divergent awareness of the space around the body, to the convergent, to the divergent, and staying in the heart space, that will help take them out of beta or high beta, which is starting to be fight or flight, and drop them down and calm the nervous system. You know, there are no quick fixes for spiritual awakening, but if you're in high beta fight or flight, you're basically useless. So the first step is like, bring it down, bring it down. And then from there, of course, different people have different tools and practices. Okay, so Amy says, beautiful message. Pat says, Tina has an Ascension series, Channeling Through Jesus, on YouTube. Thank you, Pat. You know, I keep meaning to share that here, and it's just like, I think of it when I'm not here on the page, and then I'm here on the page and I forget. So for those of you who haven't yet connected with Tina Spalding, she channels Jesus, and she also channels Ananda. She's a friend of mine. It's through her that I found out that, you know, through her channeling Ananda for me, that I found out Ananda are my guides too. So they come through me as well, and some of us in her community. So she's doing an Ascension series that is she's channeling Jesus and bringing forth important messages. So you can go to Tina Spalding on YouTube, and that is a super helpful tool as well. For those who don't believe in channeling and are suspicious of Jesus, that might not be a good recommendation. But Jennifer, to your question, I would say you could certainly invite them to check out Tina's channel as well. Kimberly said, logged on late, but sending much love and looking forward to rewatching the message. Yes, it was a beautiful message. I did some channeling today, Kimberly, so please do. And thank you for sending your love to all of us. Let us receive Kimberly's love. Thank you. And Laura says, Dawn, you are a gift to me and others. Blessed be to all the sisters with light and love. Oh, thank you, Laura. And you are a blessing to me. We are all, I always feel we've made soul agreements to be here at this time. And let us remember that where 2 or more are gathered in my name, and the name in this case can be love, there I am, there am I. So love is with us. And as we gather together and join our love light, we empower, we create and expand the light for all. It is a blessing for all when we gather like this in the name of love. Inga says, we are loved. And thank you, Dawn. You are so welcome, Inga. Thank you for being here, because you all didn't show up. I wouldn't have, you know, my husband would just be the only one who received these messages, and friends from time to time. Rosemary says, to create consciously, and the availability of connection is a gift to behold. Yes. Yes, and to experience and to be moved by. Yeah, to create consciously, that is what we are moving to. And aren't we fortunate to get to live through these times? Even if some of our seemingly cherished dreams need to be changed or adjusted, even if some of our deeply, staunchly held beliefs that were false need to fall away and it causes discomfort. Aren't we blessed to be living at this time of this liberation of humanity? We came for these times. Oh, I got the tingles. We came for these times. We came because we were ready to be on mission to serve love. Wherever we came from, whatever star systems, whatever numerous incarnations, ultimately we all came from the one, which is the divine, which is love, which is God, Goddess, I am. And we came as souls, having had multiple incarnations. We volunteered to be here, to herald this beautiful time, to witness it, and to facilitate it, to midwife it. So thank you, all of you, for being here. Let's see, there's some other comments here. Judy says, but if we're looking into the message, then to question our stances on religion would be good to inch into. Yeah. And in fact, this card right here is not just beliefs, but it's also about religion and religion that becomes dogma. There's going to be a lot of that coming up. So, what is religion and what is spirituality? And that's like a topic for another time. So I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, Judy, but if this is something you want to deepen into, write me privately and unpack it more, and then I'll jot it on my notes for things to talk about. Usha says, lots of love to all sisters here. Bless you, Dawn, for bringing us together. And of course, again, thank you, Usha, for being here. Paula, hi there. Love and blessings to you, and may all of us be held in unity. And so it is, Paula, and so we are. Thank you. And Jan says, appreciate all these tools and suggestions. Thank you, Dawn, and everyone for today's gifts. I will reply previous meditation, love and light to all. Thank you, Jan, for being here. Amanda, hi there, girl. She says, thank you, Dawn, for affirming words that we are meant to hear. Yes, you are welcome. I'm the conduit, I'm the conduit and the student of many things so that I have a big vocabulary and source of information for the guidance to come through. Thank you, sisters, for being here. Thank you for your love and your light in the world. Let us always remember that we are connected through time, space, and dimension. All time is now, all space is here, and all love is with us always and in all ways. I love you all very much. Thank you. Many blessings. Mwah. Bye for now.